Hello again, this is AZC2. Today I'm going to talk about the ongoing presidential election in Singapore. Today, people in Singapore went to the polls to elect a new president. The contest was between former cabinet minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam, whom I've spoken about in a previous video released a couple of months ago, former Government of Singapore Investment Corporation boss Ng Kok Song, as well as Tan Kin Lian, the former CEO of NTUC Income Insurance Group, who last contested in 2011 and lost his deposit. It's a no-brainer to say Tharman will win. I mean, given that he's the choice that the PAP wants. Tharman has a track record as a cabinet minister in charge of the finance portfolio and has previously served as a central banker. I think I have covered that before, but I'm not very sure about it. So, given that the president's job is to safeguard the reserves, well, his credentials appear rock solid. Ng Kok Song was the former boss of the GIC, and the GIC is in charge of investing Singapore's reserves and making profit. So yeah, this guy knows a fair bit about economics and how it works, which means he's pretty much qualified for the role. He was allowed to contest under the private sector criteria, and he had managed a company with a significant market capitalization. However, the GIC, being a statutory board, would be seen as closely linked to the PAP. And Ng Kok Song has apparently taught Lee Kuan Yew how to meditate. As we all know, Lee Kuan Yew was Singapore's inaugural Prime Minister. So, Ng Kok Song would have been close to the Lee family, meaning he's most likely close to Lee Kuan Yew's son, Lee Hsien Loong, who is currently the Prime Minister. As for Tan Kin Lian, he appears to be an outsider in the game. An outsider just like Donald Trump was in 2016. There is a book that was published by the People's Voice political party that was led by Lim Tian. And one of the essays in that book was written by Tan Kin Lian. Tan Kin Lian had previously been a grassroots member of the PAP up to 2008. He was close to former Prime Minister Goh Chok Tong and had served as the secretary of the Marine Parade branch for a time. However, Tan Kin Lian had resigned from the PAP in 2008, and then he contested in the 2011 presidential election. After he lost, he has been critical about the way the country has been governed. Some of his posts on Facebook bring to mind Donald Trump's posts on Twitter. I mean, yes, Tan uses Facebook more or less the same way Trump used Twitter. I mean, that we can see some parallels there. Tan made posts on Facebook about pretty girls, which were seen as possibly sexist. But they're quite mild compared to what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump talked about grabbing women by the pussy, and he said he would sleep with Ivanka if she weren't his daughter. I mean, well, that's far worse. And look what happened. Donald Trump became the leader of the free world. Yes, I mean, Tan Kin Lian comes across as someone with balls, you know, just like Trump. I mean, yes, Singapore does need someone who has balls, someone who can stand up to the PAP, somebody who is in a position to tell Lee Hsien Loong to go shove it, and to give his job to Chee Soon-juan. I mean, given the recent scandals that plagued the PAP, especially the corruption probe involving Transport Minister S. Iswaran, which is still under investigation, and which is throwing aspersions on Singapore's future plans to hold Formula One. Given all this, we need fresh blood in the government, and we can't afford to wait till the next election. So, the president would be the backup. The president has to be in a position to sack Lee Hsien Loong in the same way the Governor General of Australia in 1974 sacked Gough Whitlam. We need Chee Soon-juan to drain the swamp and make us great again. And we need it now. And we need a president willing to appoint him to take over the position with immediate effect. We can't afford another generation of rule by the Lee family. They have long passed their use-by date and have ceased to be relevant whatsoever. We need a new start, and we hope Tan Kin Lian can take over as the president, because someone like him, being an outsider, would not be afraid to take radical measures to rejuvenate Singapore's political leadership. Never mind if he comes across as racist or sexist or anything but woke. I mean, Donald Trump was anything but woke. And he was chosen by the people to be their leader. I hope people in Singapore have voted wisely. And on that note, I wish you all the best and good night.